This strategy paper attempts to build on work that ASPI has done earlier and to explore more fully the possible options that Australia would have in an Asia experiencing geopolitical transformation. In the paper we outline 4 potential options that Australia could adopt. None of the options is intended to put aside the current strategic policies that we already have of closer alliance with the US and Australia's self-defence policy. But in the Asian context we have 4 options. An option of order building, which is essentially the sort of strategy we've followed in previous decades, and which essentially aims to build a strategic community in Asia and to enhance security cooperation within that community. And that's a good policy to follow, but it takes time. Since order is sort of being outrun by the growth of power in Asia, we've also outlined 3 potential power-related options. The first of those is what we call power following, which would be the sort of policy that Australia has followed in the past in relation to both Britain and the US, and would entail us finding a great and powerful friend in Asia. This is a theoretical possibility, but operationalising that option would be difficult. The second power-related option would be what we call power building, and it would require Australia to find strategic partners in Asia with which it could build a distinct power core. We've identified that potential partner as being Indonesia because we think the power core makes sense in a geographical sense, and because if you can roll Australia and Indonesia together, it's a bit like having a France or an Italy or a Brazil added to the Southeast Asian strategic environment, and that's a good thing. Well, the third option that we explore would be power diffusing. And a power diffusing strategy plays upon Asia's inherent anticoagulant properties. Powerful forces hold the countries apart in Asia, and one strategic option is to play with those forces by encouraging the growth of multiple diverse power centres across the region. And the logic of doing that says that if there are multiple diverse power centres, then the relative influence of any one of them is diluted. I think the options are not entirely mutually exclusive. The paper ends up recommending that we do both an order building strategy because it's a long flowing policy option that we've explored before in our policy settings and will continue to do so. But to put alongside it the option of power building by having a much better discussion with Indonesia about what we might do jointly in Southeast Asia. The paper does not recommend that by taking up an Asian engagement strategy we put aside our own earlier emphasis upon either the ANZUS alliance or a self-reliant defence strategy. And that means that bringing a third leg onto our strategic tripod, we're actually going to have some coordination problems. We found it sometimes difficult in earlier years to make both self-reliance and the alliance fit together. Fitting an Asian engagement strategy with those two will present new challenges for Australian policymakers.